Okay, let's dive right into today's explainer. Hey everyone, and a really special welcome to all the busy parents out there tuning in. As a wellness coach, I hear a lot of health stories, but the one we're looking at today, wow, I just know it's going to resonate so deeply with so many of you. Look, as parents, as professionals, as humans just trying to survive the absolute chaos of modern life, we almost always put ourselves last, right? We pour every ounce of our energy into our kids, our jobs, the house, and our own well-being just, well, it gets shoved to the back burner. But what happens when you hit a wall? When you desperately want to reclaim your energy, but you find this massive, frustrating barrier standing in your way? That's the emotional, but ultimately super empowering journey we're unpacking today. We're going to explore how finally getting access to affordable health metrics can trigger an absolute personal transformation. Just listen to the sheer, devastating honesty of this statement. I couldn't afford to know my own body. Oof. Let that sink in for a second. Our source material today centers on a parent who is battling this constant, just overwhelming exhaustion. You know the feeling, right? Waking up already tired, barely surviving that brutal 3 p.m. afternoon slump, and then just crashing hard at night, totally empty. They wanted to fix it. They desperately wanted to know what was happening beneath the surface, to track their sleep, their heart rate, their recovery. But when they looked at the tools out there to actually do that, they hit a massive financial wall. They literally felt priced out of their own physical awareness. And honestly, it is such a deeply frustrating place to be. Wanting to make a positive change, but feeling like the basic data you need is locked away behind a premium paywall.
And this is the impossible choice so many of us are forced to make. On one hand, you've got your traditional big-name fitness trackers, and those can run anywhere from $200 to $400. I mean, for a busy parent budgeting for groceries, childcare, the mortgage, dropping $400 on a piece of wearable tech? Yeah, right. It's just not feasible. But look at the alternative. Think about the true cost of exhaustion. What is the actual price of living in a constant state of fatigue? It's definitely not just a dollar amount. It is an incredibly heavy physical and emotional toll. It's costing you your patience, your mood, your long-term health, and your ability to just be present with your family. This parent was completely trapped between the exorbitant price of typical fitness tech and the unbearable daily reality of parenting on empty.
So, here's the absolute game changer. Basic health awareness should not be a luxury, period. And thankfully, there is a way to completely shatter that financial wall. For literally just $10 to $30, our exhausted parent discovered a smart fitness band on AliExpress toppex.circal.app. And listen, this wasn't some clunky, outdated discount model. This was a fully functional, highly capable piece of smart tech that completely flipped the script for them. For less than what you'd spend on a quick drive-through dinner for the family, this parent suddenly had access to the exact same vital health data that previously felt miles out of reach. It is just a massive, dramatic shift in accessibility. Now, you might hear that $10 to $30 price tag and think, okay, it probably just counts my steps. No way. This device captures an astonishing 188 different body statistics. We're talking about deep, comprehensive, real-time data here. It tracks your heart rate constantly throughout the day. It intensely analyzes your sleep quality overnight. It measures your blood oxygen levels. And yeah, of course, it logs your daily steps and the calories you're burning. This isn't just a basic pedometer, folks. It is a full-fledged wellness dashboard right on your wrist. For a busy parent, having all this information funneled directly to their phone means the guessing games are over. They finally have concrete, undeniable data to actually work with. To really grasp why this is so powerful, we have to talk about what we call internal body signals. This is that continuous 24/7 stream of physical data, stuff like your resting heart rate and your blood oxygen, that truly indicates your underlying health, your recovery, and your actual vitality levels. Why is tracking this absolutely crucial? Because, well, our bodies are constantly trying to talk to us, but most of the time we don't speak the language. We feel sluggish, right? But we don't know if it's because we didn't get enough deep sleep or if our resting heart rate is just jacked up from stress. Tracking these internal signals acts like a translator. It takes all the mystery out of how you feel, turning these vague, annoying symptoms into clear, actionable data points so you finally understand your daily energy tank. Which brings us to the million-dollar question that haunts pretty much all of us. Why are you always tired? For the parent in our story, getting this smart fitness band meant they could finally stop screaming this question into the void and actually start getting some real answers. They could pull up their sleep quality data and see exactly when they were tossing and turning in the middle of the night. They could see their heart rate literally spiking during the most stressful parts of their workday. For the very first time in their life, they understood the actual root cause of their constant fatigue. And here's the best part. Once you know the cause, you can actually start to fix the problem. Okay, let's get super practical. Let's look at exactly how they fixed it by building this incredibly empowering new morning routine. Now, if you are a busy parent, I know your mornings are usually a frantic blur of making lunches and hunting for lost shoes. But this new routine, it literally takes seconds. Step 1, wake up and sync the band. Step 2, review your overnight sleep quality. Before you even pour that first cup of coffee, you know if your body actually recovered. Step 3, check your morning blood oxygen levels. This is such a brilliant way to gauge your physical baseline before the crazy demands of the day even hit you. Instead of waking up and just hoping you have enough energy, you are waking up and verifying exactly what state your body is in. You are in the driver's seat the second you open your eyes. And with that baseline established, we move to part 2. You can actively use this personalized data to game plan your day. Step 1, review your resting heart rate. If it's running unusually high, hey, maybe you skip the intense gym session and opt for some light stretching instead. Step 2, calibrate your daily step goal. Didn't sleep well? Lower the goal slightly. Give yourself some grace. Step 3, adjust your calorie targets so you're fueling your body appropriately for what's ahead. This whole routine takes maybe 2 minutes tops, but the impact? Life-changing. It shifts you from just reacting to your exhaustion all day to proactively managing a balanced, healthy, and genuinely energized life. And what happens when you start proactively managing your health like that? Pure relief. To quote them directly, I finally feel energized. Actually, scratch that. It's more than just energized. It's completely revitalized. This isn't just about hitting 10,000 steps to close a ring. This is a powerful testimonial of an absolute emotional transformation. This parent went from feeling constantly drained, totally overwhelmed, and completely disconnected from their own body to feeling alive again. By simply getting their hands on affordable data, they made these tiny daily adjustments that actually recovered their energy. It is a profound shift from just surviving your day to actually thriving in it. But let's take a step back. What does that newfound energy actually mean in the real world? It means more quality time with your family. This is the true emotional core of our story today. Because let's be real, we don't track our health just to stare at numbers on a little screen. We do it for what those numbers allow us to do in our lives. Taking control of their health and finally resolving that crushing, constant fatigue gave this parent their evenings and their weekends back. It allowed them to be truly present. It allowed them to spend active, meaningful, super joyous time with the people they love most in the world without feeling like they were constantly running on fumes. I mean, just look at the stark contrast here. On one side, you have the old reality, crashing hard on the couch. The kids are playing, the house is buzzing with life, but the parent is physically incapable of joining in because their battery is simply at zero. Now contrast that with the new reality, actively playing with the kids. This vibrant, engaged, fun new family dynamic was unlocked simply by understanding and managing those internal body signals. It's the literal difference between watching your own life happen from the sidelines because you are too utterly exhausted versus actually being in the game, fully energized and full of joy. Now look, as a busy parent, you definitely do not have the time or the money to waste on gimmicks, right? But the data strongly backs up the specific smart fitness band from AliExpress toppicks.vercel.app. We are looking at some incredibly solid social proof here. A great 4.1 star rating with over 1,000 units already sold. That tells us this is a proven tool that is actively working for tons of other people right now. Plus, because it comes with free worldwide shipping and full buyer protection, stepping into this new level of health awareness is completely risk-free. It takes all the stress out of the purchase, ensuring this wellness solution is super safe and accessible for anyone who is finally ready to make a real change. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, and I want to leave you with a really important question to think about. What will you do now that your health is finally back in your hands? If you've been living with that heavy exhaustion, if you felt totally priced out of your own wellness journey, I really want you to envision what a revitalized, energetic version of yourself looks like. What could you accomplish? How much more present could you be for your family? The barrier to entry is gone. You can find the exact smart band that changed the life of the parent in our story over at AliExpress.toppicks.vercel app. The power to understand your own body is finally affordable. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and hey, here's to reclaiming your energy.